So apologies if I don't take a look in chat. I'm going to be pretty focused on just following what's going on in the game. All right. Oh, China versus British. Oh, we just saw this matchup in the games that Lena was casting earlier. Well, this is cool. Okay. So Lucas as the Chinese. I don't actually know what the main civs are. I've seen Minimoult play a couple of times, as well as Lucas. Let's take a look at the decks. Oh, well, actually, they don't have any decks. I always make that mistake. I always want to check the decks pretty much as soon as the game starts, because that's where the first thing my mind goes to is what cards will be an advantage in a game like this. Okay. Oh, a TP for the British, so this could be a Virginia Company build. Just a typical chopping for a manor house, building the TP. That's coming down pretty early. We're only 40 seconds in. As for China, focused on grabbing treasure, 75 food. That's going to be great, getting him to age 2 that much quicker. Only one village at the moment, though he is chopping wood, so we should be seeing a second village coming down soon. Might result in a little bit of idle time, just a bit though. Yeah, that should make too much of a difference. Oh, okay. Took him a little bit to cue that villager. How's everyone doing in terms of heading to age 2? 2 hunts in base for the British. Oh, that was shipment number 1. Are we going to see a British deck? Okay, and yeah, VC, it looks like this may very well be a Virginia Company deck. We see Virginia Company as well as some standard age 2 cards, double wood crates, as well as food crates. That's going to be helpful in helping him not run out of hunts if he decides to go long in age 2. See if we have anything for China yet. China hits their first shipment. We see Northern Refugees for age 1. Aside from that, we see double resource crates in age 2. As well as all their military shipments, Mongolian Scourge and Standard Army hit points. Those are fine, though we're unlikely to see those by the time China reaches the point where they want to send those. I think they'll more likely be macroing to H3, though that is a lot of resources. If they want to go all in age 2, just ship wood into maybe 700 coin, that'll easily fuel double Han army from 2 war academies. And an 80 wood treasure for China. Okay. Well, it's kind of the slow point of the game. We're not going to see too much aside from some treasure contention. Here we see the British explorer coming over here, maybe trying to take this 75 coin treasure near the Chinese base. And the Chinese explorer doing the same thing. Tianwan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. One thing I'm happy to say is it seems the UI, the eyes UI, is now working for me. The other day when I was streaming, I was having issues where it was not showing the text and all that. But we now see that down here that it's working correctly. 75 coin. Well, if this ends up being a Chinese fast fortress, coin treasures will be incredibly helpful. Another coin treasure, seemingly going to the British. There's no Chinese units nearby to contest. That's an interesting name. All right, and 1 shipment bank for China. Wow, that's a lot of villagers. They are... It kind of feels like China's a bit late to age up. Shouldn't they normally be aging by now? And here we see Virginia Company coming in. I wonder if a market would have been a good idea. I see he's currently sitting on a 125 gold, which could be 100 wood if a market was built. Though I think that's all treasure gold, so it probably wouldn't have made sense. At that point in time, he was building the villages that he needed in order to maximize the Northern Refugee shipment. Okay, Summer Palace. Now we see the Chinese player aging up. 4 vills on the Wonder. That's going to help him get up just that much quicker. And how close are the British? Wow. Okay, all in on that Virginia company boom. And they are going to age faster than the Chinese. So this may be similar to the games we saw earlier where... Oh, block timeline? Yeah, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. I had a scoreboard. Let me just go ahead and activate that. Oh, dang it. Give me a second to fix that. Looks like I have to readjust it again. There we go. All right. Thank you for reminding me to block the timeline. Sorry, it took me a while. I've just been going back and forth between the game and chat, but I'm more focused on the game right now since it's just me. Oh, okay, that's 3 hunts now, so 3 hunts in base for the British. That's going to be plenty of food. I wonder if we're going to see longbow pikes or maybe more musketeers. We can probably predict that once we see whether or not he switches some villagers onto coin. Okay, governor, as well as a barracks coming down. Suburb palace is nearly completed. What's the age progress for the Chinese? Yeah, they're like 80% of the way there. And there's the consulate. Okay, immediate consulate. That's interesting. I would have expected that would to maybe be spent on either age 2 Han armies or just getting that war academy down on age up. All right. Both players are now in age 2, so we're going to start to see things happen. British is backward a bit more towards coin with that. Well, they got that governor coin. Now we need to see what they're going to do with it. Is it going to be musketeers? Currently training pikes, so we might be seeing musketeers later, or maybe that coin will be spent on hussars. No, it was spent on hunting dogs, and he could even go for steel traps. That is enough coin for steel traps. And we see 8 Chuko news right off the bat from Lucas. Still no War Academy, though. Oh, no, there it is. War Academy's going down now. But here come the pikes. So the pikes might actually take down that War Academy before it has the chance to train anything. Yeah, and we even see another batch of pikes coming in. See German allies, so I guess China is going to be more economic oriented with those German trickles early on. Yeah, the pikes have been fought off by the Chukonu and the Explorer, so it looks like he will be able to train a batch and keep that War Academy defended. Yeah, looks like he's going to be going hard age 2. He's all in on food and wood to get those Han armies built. Meanwhile, we now see the British are training longbows, and they now have 2 barracks, so longbows and musketeers. They are also macroed completely food and wood, so he may just do 1 batch of musketeers and then go back to pike longbow, unless we see him move some villagers over to coin. Yeah, I don't know how much these pikes are going to be able to get done. These Chukonus will eat them up. And now the Chinese player has pikes of his own. Lucas is going to be looking to siege down this outpost and maybe even take out the barracks, deny the British from being able to pump out all those units. And it seems that one of the batches was actually canceled, the one on this forward barracks. I didn't see... The back one was the one training musketeers and the front one was training longbowmen, but I only see... How many longbowmen? 4? So maybe it did complete the batch. It looks like it will go down, though. There's nothing to threaten these Kang pikemen from taking down that barracks. You really should cancel this longbow. It's just going to die to the Chukonu as soon as it's out. Oh, those Chukonus are getting eaten up, though. These longbows are more than enough to clean up those Chukonus if they stay and fight. We see some pike-on-pike action. Yeah. Yeah. So no more wood shipments available for minimoult. He Or oh wait, I'm sorry. This is yeah, this is minimoult. Uh, yeah, he may need to start moving on to coin, maybe producing Hussars. Hussars would be very good in this matchup. Maybe longbows to clean up the pikes, and then Hussars to get on the Chukonus. That could be a potential. Yep, here we see the stable going up right now. Still macroed for food and wood, though now he's very heavily on food. China at the same time is still doing their food wood combination to maximize output of Han armies. You also see the German wood trickle coming in. Let's see if we see any raiding done with this Steppe Rider shipment. That could be the equalizer, though surprisingly, China is not very behind when it comes to economy. We see that the British player is at 33 villagers, China is at 29, and with those German trickles coming in, he should be able to equalize the economic advantage that the British normally have somewhat. We see that minimoult has sort of given up on a manor boom at this point. He's now mainly just macroed towards getting military out as much as possible. Oh, these Steppe Riders are going to do a lot of work on top of those longbows. Only 4 pikes to contest them, but here come the Hussars. Oh my gosh, they spawned right on top of the pikemen. This does not look good for minimoult. Oh, okay, he has been able to kind of push back now. The longbows are in a great position where they can just DPS. Yeah, I don't think minimoult is going to have any issues holding this. Those longbows are in a great position behind these 2 buildings right now. And now here come more musketeers and more hussars. What is the Chinese player going to do? They don't have as much of an army anymore. That isn't enough Chukonu to hold off that infantry mass, and he doesn't have the pikemen to really stop those hussars. We see another war academy going down, maybe double production now. He still has another shipment of wood he could send, which would help him kind of have the economic ability to produce 2 batches at a time, at least for a while. Both players just trying to get ahead economically somewhat. We see 5 settlers now coming in for the British. They kind of have control of the map at the moment, so it's not a bad idea to start just focusing on being ahead economically, pulling ahead of the Chinese player now with that Vil shipment. My goodness. Steppe Riders going down. Still a good number of longbows left to DPS. It looks like minimoult is going to pull ahead on this one. I don't know if I'm that recognizable. Huh. It's... Oh, man. I don't know what China's supposed to do. They've gone through all of their military shipments. They've got 2 resource crate shipments, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to let them push back the British at this point. See 1 Han army training here, though that's going to die to these longbows as soon as it pops. Neither of the units within it really perform well against longbows. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and minimoult still has longbows he can ship. He's training more longbows as well as hussars. Is that German? I have no idea why that's in that language. My game is set to English. Oh, well, because, of course, the player I'm spectating received the message in German. That makes sense. Oh my gosh, Oh, the Chinese economy. Oh, poor Lucas. What is he supposed to do? His villagers are all the way up here. Hopefully he'll be able to get the food he needs. He just he he's not a European civilization that can just start training artillery with food and coin, and even if he was, he's not an H3. I don't know what he's supposed to do. You know, we see a couple more manners have gone up since for the British player, so he's taken advantage of having control of the map to put a couple more manners down and more vills on wood, continue growing his economy. There is nothing training in these war academies. The standard army is not going to be able to do much against this massive British mass. Though, interestingly enough, we haven't seen any of the upgrades, age 2. I would like him to send Hussar hit points, or, well, cavalry hit points, because he's got a good massive Hussar here, and they're already very tanky, as well as they perform against the Chinese. Oh, and there we go. Game is called in favor of Lucas. Well played. we continue seeing the British just dominate various matchups in the current patch. All right, let me go ahead and update the score, and we'll take a look at the post-battle timeline. Game 1 goes to minimoult. All right, let's view the post-game. So, I'm most curious about the rate at which each player was able to get their military units out. So here we have the 8 Chukonu from the Chinese. These were the 5 pikes, as well as another 5 pikes from the British, and then came longbows. Yeah, we see the Chinese spike with those 3 age 2 unit shipments. He just spikes, but around this point is when that fight under the stable and the barrack. Oh, sorry, in favor of minimoult. Did I say in favor of Lucas earlier? I apologize if I keep tripping over my words. I got off work not 20 minutes ago, so I'm trying to switch from that very work-focused frame of mind to more game-focused. Yeah, I think it was definitely that fight under the barracks and the stable that decided that kind of put everything in favor of the British. I also don't think it's a good idea to go hard age 2 China versus the British. Their longbows and their hussars just perform incredibly well against everything you have available to you in age 2. I think your only option is maybe run Mandarin Duck Squad in your cards, and then hope that they don't go too hard on the hussars, or try to just swarm them before they have the chance to build up enough eco to pump out 5 hussars at a time. Not really sure what else you could do. It's a difficult matchup, especially if you plan to fight it out in age 2. Well, all right. I think we can go on to the second game. Yeah, I apologize. The caster command, as well as the stream title, has not yet been updated. I did ping some staff to see if we could get that done, but I haven't heard anything back. I just know that this was supposed to be the scheduled time for this stream. I'll let you guys know as soon as we're able to get that updated. All right, let me go ahead and bring up game 2. That was very quick, only a 12-minute game. Those age 2 brawls always end very decisively and very quickly. All right, recorded game number 2. All right, if we're ready, then I will go ahead and start. So we're not going to see British from minimoult or China from Lucas. I'm excited to not see British anymore. I feel like we see them every game if they're available to be played. I mean, they are one of the civs I play, so I like them. But man, they've just been so popular. I'd love to see more things like Russia or what else is underplayed aside from Russia? I feel like we haven't seen much Dutch after the nerf. They have come up every now and again, though they definitely aren't as dominating as they were before. Oh, speaking of Dutch, minimoult playing as the Dutch versus Lucas playing as the Japanese. So, two civs that have economic buildings and like to boom. Though Dutch are definitely more mid-game oriented. So I'm curious as to what we're gonna see. Maybe a Yumi focus early on from Lucas. He'll be predicting Dutch Skirmreuter play and just preemptively start building his army around that idea. Oh, this starting hunt is a little far from the TC. It's going to be a bit annoying when it comes to getting your vills on food as quickly as possible. No TPs either. How are both players doing with grabbing the llamas? I believe this map has 8 llamas that spawn usually around this corner here as well as over here. Dutch is definitely going to have... How much has he explored compared to Japan? They both explored about a similar amount of the map. We see here 4 llamas for Japan. He was able to get one up on the Dutch envoy. We see 2 llamas for minimoult. So that's 6 so far. That's the travois. Have we only seen 6 llamas spawn on this map? Oh no, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2 here, so that's all 8. 6 to Lucas and 2 to minimoult. That's going to be great for Lucas, because if he decides to go to Shogu Shrine, he has a lot of flexibility with where he can place it, since he can just drop these llamas right on top of it. It also helps mitigate the problem of the Shogu Shrine kind of pushing away hunts when you try to place it on top of them. I know that was supposed to be fixed, but I still see that happen occasionally, and it's very annoying. All right. We have not seen decks. Oh, okay. So we see a deck for Lucas. Interestingly, running food silos in Age 1. This could be very useful if this game goes very long and he ends up using up his cherry orchard rickshaw shipments and needs to go onto rice paddies. Though considering how these competitive games don't tend to go that long, I don't know if we're ever going to actually see that shipped. Aside from that, we see a very standard Japanese deck. He's got both military shipments of musketeers and Yumi archers in Age 2, so we could potentially see an aggressive Japanese Age 2. Also running 7 villagers in Age 3, so if he decides to go Age 3, we could see him ship that and start booming very hard, trying to get ahead of the Dutch eco. As for the Dutch, oh my goodness, we see both military reforms and both bank shipments, so also a deck more oriented towards the late game. Not as many Age 2 shipments, and lots of Age 3 military shipments, though we don't see either Hussar or Pike in Age 2. So this could just be a fast fortress into lots of military shipments, potentially. And then if the game goes long, he's got, factories to speculation, as well as 2 banks he could ship. All right. Dutch is now going to Age 2, just very normal macro, trying to get his banks. Japan, we see, is going up with the Shogu Shrine, putting it up in more of a defensive position at the front of his base, so if he decides to play a little more economic-focused, this could be a good position to then put a couple walls up and sit there with some Yumi to hold off the Dutch while he tries to overtake them economically. It's almost time for that Dutch bank. We see the shrines are now over on wood. Still 6 vills on food so he can continue villager production, but aside from that, we should be seeing some shrines go up. here and here. Here's a little closer to the Dutch, so he may try to deny this hunt with a shrine. Did Dutch not eat those llamas? No, he is not. I was thinking minimoult may have wanted to eat the llamas and try to hit the very fast 14 pop Dutch age up to age 2. But it seems he decided not to do that and is holding on to those llamas, waiting for them to fatten just a bit more. All right. Yep, not much to say right now. We're just waiting for both players to... Oh, okay. And now we see the Commerce Age being reached. You know, I'd like to... Give me a moment. I'm going to make the UI a bit smaller because I realize it's blocking the upgrades. There we go. Guess it's still a little in the way, though. That's much better. All right, we see more of a fast fortress macro. We see a barrack. Okay, barracks already, and he's only on one bank. Yeah, that makes sense. He's waiting for 700 wood. Though I would have expected the barracks a bit later so that he could get those at least 3 banks up as soon as possible. We could be seeing maybe fast age up against Japan. All right, berry upgrades now coming in. Barracks coming up. And wood being shipped. So a shrine boom into Yumi potentially. Oh, and there comes 4 villagers right after. So very economic heavy shipments for Japan. He does not want to let the Dutch get ahead. And here comes Pikes. Has minimoult actually seen this shrine? No, but he does see that there's a couple of animals just kind of cloistered together there, which is indicative of a potential shrine. A market. This is strange. We still have not seen a second bank from minimoult. He's shipping a bank wagon. But he's been spending his wood kind of all over the place on things other than banks. There we see the first batch of Yumi trained for Japan. Already on 19 villagers and 8 shrines, while the Dutch are on 19. So they're pretty similar economically, though with only 1 bank, I believe Japan is actually ahead with their 9 shrines. And here comes a bank wagon as well as 1 bank being built by villagers. It should put the Dutch once more ahead. I don't believe we'll see this Japanese monk go down. He does have a smoke bomb. Yumi's moving forward to defend the shrines. Another 5 Yumi. And we see 4 villagers sent again. So that's 8 villagers total shipped so far. So very economic Japan play. Versus weirdly aggressive Dutch play, only 3 banks. He's been very focused on getting out some pikes, a couple skirms, building a market right away. And he's still trying to be aggressive with these pikes, but I don't think these 5 skirms are going to be enough to hold off the 10 Yumi that Lucas currently has. Though it seems he isn't sure about sending them out to defend the shrines. I think that's a mistake. The Dutch have not built any Hussars. They don't even have a stable. It's been pure infantry play so far. So I think Lucas should really try to defend with the units he has and try to stay ahead economically. Wow, look at that, a 10 difference. And still only 3 banks for the Dutch. Though we now see a stable going up. That's going to be very important if he plans to fight those Yumi. And we now see Ashigaru Musketeers being trained. We see Ballesteros being shipped from the consulate. Japan has a very good mass right now. Though I guess he's mainly focused on just playing defensively, staying in his base, and, well, just building up his economy with shrines. I don't know how good that's going to be for him. He could go for age 3. We see him shipping 600 coin. He's got lots of villagers on food. This could be age 3. In the meanwhile, we now see coin being shipped for the Dutch. Now on 4 banks. He could be on his way to age 3 as well. We see that he's macroed heavily on food and coin. Though if he's shipping this coin, he really doesn't need 9 villagers on coin. If he was going age 3, I would think that we would see more on food. So we may just be seeing Hussar Skirm play in age 2 from the Dutch. We see Japan potentially pushing forward. Now ending relations with the Portuguese. We could see either Japanese isolation for the unit bonuses or potentially Dutch. And that way he could get himself a bank, he can get himself a church with a bit of an XP trickle and some upgrades, and even an arsenal. I believe the arsenal will be great for his Yumi. It has the Cuirass upgrade that upgrades archaic infantry hit points, and Yumi do fall under that, I believe. Naginata riders are a great idea. We see that Dutch is heavily on Hussar Skirm, and does he even have much in terms of Hussar at the moment? I mainly just see Skirms. What's over here? We see 2 Hussar, couple pikes. Yeah, Naginatas would be terrifying to see here if I was minimoult. Huh. Interestingly enough, he's shipping infantry hit points before infantry attack. I often see infantry attack being the more popular first shipment when it comes to upgrading your skirms in age 2 for the Dutch, since they are a big poke unit that likes to just do damage without getting hurt themselves. Have we seen any upgrades from Japan so far? Now sending in 2 Cherry Orchard rickshaws, but no, it's been all resource and villager shipments in age 2 so far from him. So this infantry hit points could be the advantage the Dutch needs to do a lot of work with their skirms. As long as they can keep the Naginata off, these skirms should be enough to hold off the musketeers and the Yumi. Yeah, this is exactly what he wants. He wants Japan to just spend time sieging so he can get as much damage out with his skirms as he can. Once again, another game that could just be decided in age 2. How many losses did Japan take in order to take down that stable? It seemed like quite a bit. Though the Nagis are now heading to the skirms. 3 Nagis are able to connect, though 2 are beat off by the Hussars and Pikes. They're going to do a lot of work, though. They do tons of damage to skirmisher units. We now see Militiaman called for the Dutch. It does seem like the Dutch are going to be able to hold this. Do we see any more units on the way? 2 Nagis being trained by Japan, as well as a batch of musketeers. They are completely macroed onto food and coin. We never did see that age up. So yeah, they've just gone very heavily on Nagis and musketeers. Yeah, I don't think that was a good fight for Japan. He did seem to have the military advantage, but you never want to fight in the Dutch base. It's so hard to get good trades on their skirmishers when there's buildings in the way, especially in Age 2, where you pretty much rely completely on cavalry to counter them. If the cavalry can't connect well, then you're just out of luck. And now how many banks? 4 banks still for Dutch. We may be seeing a 5th one, though. Yeah, no, we see Age 3 with the exiled prince. So 4 bank age up for the Dutch, 28 vils. Japan now on 41 vils, 170 pop. So he should have the economic advantage. I believe a bank is around. How much does it translate to? Like 4 vils in terms of coin gathering, about? 28 plus 23. I believe this is the, yeah, so 20 plus 23. That's 23 military, but just 23 vils. I guess I just have to add 8. So 28 plus 8 would be just 36 villager versus 42 on Japan, not counting a shrine. So yeah, Japan is definitively bleh. Japan is definitely ahead. We do see he's training clubs, so he is on Japanese isolation at the consulate. He has his daimyo. No upgrades for his units so far, though. I think he really needs a Yumi Archer attack. Or maybe even Way of the Bow in Age 3. His Yumis aren't going to perform as well as they could versus the Dutch Skirm. Especially when Dutch already has infantry hit points. Oh, he's shipping Halberdiers now? Is he going to just be sieging Dao Shrines? Or maybe doing a big push into the Japanese base? Halberdiers are very tanky units with very high siege and hand attack, so they're great if you plan to just get inside an enemy's base and finish them. 2 falconets being trained as well. Infantry combat coming in that's going to help both the Halberdiers and the Skirms. So we could just be seeing an infantry-heavy Age 3 Dutch army, which is good. I mean, if he wants to end it, Halberdiers are going to do a better job than Reiters. Reiters are more for field combat. We now see Golden Pavilion coming in for Japan. Yeah, just some harassment with some Hussar. Yumi Archers and Naginatas. Yeah, that's pretty much what he needs. Though, oh man, that's 3 Falcons. And he's not in Age 3 yet. He's going to need to ship in Flaming Arrows. He does have his shipment banked. Oh man, I don't think Japan is ready for this attack. This is very scary. He's got some Naginata, though I don't think it's enough, especially with these Halberdiers there to defend. It's a good idea to focus on the Toshogu Shrine. He could really cripple the Japanese economy by doing that. We see more Yamabushi training, as well as more Halberdiers on the way. Oh wow, double barracks Halberdiers? Alright, so Dutch is just going to go hard on the Halbs and try to finish this. Shogu Shrine goes down. Where are these? I guess he's going to try to flank with some Ashigaru to try to get on the Falcons. He has to take care of those Falcons somehow, or else he's just going to die here. Some Yabusame is being trained now, though I don't think they're going to be able to complete. That stable's going down. What are the... I guess he's just... This does not seem like a good time for a raid. He kind of needs all hands on deck. His town center is about to go down. And once it does, what are all these villagers supposed to do? I what does Japan do here? He doesn't have the wood for another town center. His raid has been caught by halberdiers, and the Dutch back off. Wow. Okay. I was expecting Minimoult to just keep pushing in. He took down the TC, and I mean the cherry orchards were right there. If he denied the orchards, then it would have been game over for Japan. I don't believe there's any other any other berry bushes he could have gone to on this map. Hmm. Still being annoying with those Ashigaru raids. I mean, if he's gonna come back, he really does need to pull off some crazy raids. Can't even send unit shipments until he rebuilds the TC, though it looks like it is coming back up. Where are the Dutch falconets? Right there. Yeah, I'm not sure why Minimoult is playing this so passively. I guess it's the score. The score may have been scaring him. It seemed like a great opportunity to just finish off the Japanese base. Oh wow, that's a lot more Nagi now for Japan. Now he's really prepared. Should the Dutch push come again, and Yabusame as well. 5 Yabusame. Another Ashi raid. Dutch now down to 25 vills. Is he still on 4 banks, or has he built a 5th yet? Nope, still on 4 banks. We see some culves added into the mix now, though. But Japan never built flaming arrows, so those culves aren't going to be too useful. Japan instead decided to go for Yabusame to counter the falconets that he saw. Another raid taking out some Dutch vills. Oh, this is some great micro. He's just manipulating various sets of Ashigaru to really annoy the Dutch player and force him to play defensively. Hmm. 29 Yumi, 9 Naginata. One more Yabusame than we saw before, now 6. Just a very mixed army for Japan. He did get to keep his golden pavilion set to ranged attack, so that's going to help him quite a bit. And we did see Way of the Bow as well as the Yabusame anti-artillery upgrade come in, so his Yumi and Yabusame are going to perform quite well. Yeah, just a scramble for a good position. Honestly, both players have good armies. This could go to either one, though this big Helb mass is kind of terrifying. Is 35 Yumi, 37 Yumis enough? 23 skirms. So Japan does have the advantage. Oh, well, maybe not with those Falks taking down the Yumi. He really needs to take out those Falks. Oh, okay. Well, those Naginatas are about to get deleted by Halbs. Did they manage to... Still 2 falconets, 1 falconet left. It's about to go down to the Yabusame, and it's down. Though the Halbs just decimated the cavalry. How many Yumi does Japan have left? 38. He should be able to just kite away with his Yumi and finish this. There's only Halbs and skirmishers, and his Yumi should be enough to finish this. This could do well. This could be good for Japan. Still 32 Yumi. The Halbs are just about done. And 15 skirms, so it looks like Japan is ahead in this fight. Building more Naginata as well as more Yumi. And his second cherry orchard shipment. So that's his last shipment before he needs to go into rice paddies. I'm surprised to continue seeing halberdier from the Dutch. The halberdiers don't seem to be performing very well, especially against this massive Yumi mass that Japan has been trying to build. Yeah, that is some aggressive meowing. I'm probably gonna have to take a short break to give my cat something to eat after this game. Yeah, this is looking to be in favor of Lucas. Dutch lost a lot of resources. He lost 3 Falconets, 2 Culverin. He also invested a ton of resources into Halberdiers. And if we look at the economy, we see Dutch is on 21 villagers, 5 banks now, but man, Japan's on 50, and he's got all his shrines. Japan is way ahead when it comes to resources. Now shipping in Naginata hit points. It's gonna make those Naginatas super beefy. Very hard to kill. Yeah, I agree. I think Dutch had an opportunity to end early on. He took down the Japanese TC, and as long as he just sat on top of these cherry orchards, Japan would have been hard pressed to collect any food and continue making units. That was the Dutch opportunity to win, but yeah, it was kind of a throw. Though the game isn't over yet, so it could still go either way. We see 3 Falconets that could potentially clean up those Yumi. Are there any Yabusame now for the Japanese? There's the Reuter. Oh, he's got to get those in there. Those Naginata are terrifying. They will clean up his skirms, especially with the Nagi hit points. Going to be hard to kill. Um, I, I don't think it was a throw. I think I want to say Minimoult's idea is okay. I took down the Japanese TC. I'm Dutch. Let me pull back and just I guess build my 5th bank. Maybe continue building a mass. I think because the Lucas never engaged him with his full army, he was afraid that he was getting drawn into some kind of envelopment. So rather than cockiness, I think it was actually an excess of caution that was the reason that Minimoult kind of fell behind when he could have ended the game. Because at that point in time, his mass was actually larger than the Japanese mass, and Japan didn't have very many Naginata, so he didn't have a great way to deal with the skirms. Oh, I don't know if I like this. These skirms aren't in a great position, and he's got tons of Naginata. There are not enough Reuters to deal with them. The Naginata will clean up here. Some Halberdiers coming in to help, but I think it's too late. The Naginatas are doing what they do best. Yabusame as well. Yeah, this is not looking good. I think this may be game if Minimoult's forces get completely cleaned up. I don't think he has the economy to build back up. Oh, and it does end in favor of Lucas. So well played. That was a great comeback. He lost his TC and managed to just kind of recoup and finish off the Dutch. Let's see. Oh, did I just break my game? Let's take a quick look at the post game, and then I'm gonna take a short break just to give my cat something to eat. Yeah, look at that. Japan way ahead. Here we see those 2 4 villager shipments. I also want to see just resources gathered. Yeah, they were pretty even for a while, but we can see not deciding to go for a 5th bank and all those Ashigaru raids kept Minimoult down and allowed Lucas to pull far ahead when it came to resources. Let's also take a look at military pop. Here we go. Yeah. Lucas managed to have a pretty even trade, but because he had the superior economy, he was always able to rebuild where Minimoult could not. Well, all right. I will be right back in 2 minutes so that we can start on game 3. Oh, actually, Let me go ahead and update the scoreboard first. So we are now 1-1. Yeah, just think of this as a short bathroom break or something like that. All right. All right, apologies for the delay. Though I am happy to say that thanks to the delay, the likelihood of the stream losing audio due to a cat chewing on a cable is now down to a very low likelihood. Okay, so that was Dutch versus Japan. So we shouldn't be seeing those civs in the next game. I'm curious if we're going to see Inca in this series. I believe this was played post-patch. Could be interesting. I haven't really done much with the new Incas. All right. So game 3, we are currently 1-1, minimoult versus Lucas. And let's start. Oh, whoops, I clicked the wrong thing. Open save games. What am I doing? All right. Lakota versus Germany. Well, this is interesting. I'm not sure how this matchup is favored. I don't think I've actually seen many Lakota versus Germany matchups. Lakota currently isn't very popular. I don't see them very often. Though Germany is still as popular as ever due to their great shipments and capability for a fast fortress. See the Lakota explorer taking advantage of his superior movement speed to try to take these animals on the river. And let's see, we see 2 water buffalo for the Lakota and 2 for Germany, so it's pretty even. Where is the second water buffalo? There is the second one for the Lakota. Germany is not going to be able to steal that with the Grove rickshaw right on top. And the German cows are safely in their base. Okay. We see hunting dogs coming in. Very normal with the German market start. And Lakota just he hasn't bothered to pick up the coin. He's just focused on getting his age up in as soon as possible. Are we going to see any treasure soon, or is he still just kind of scouting the river? What is the Lakota's line up? Yeah, he's just kind of focused within the river area. Oh, did Germany manage to snipe one of the water buffaloes from the Lakota? No, there was a 5th water buffalo. Okay. I didn't see that one. Earlier I saw 2 for Lucas and 2 for minimoult. And then this 5th one just kind of showed up. I guess it was here in the corner, and minimoult, being very meticulous with his explorer, managed to find it and pick it up. Though I'm curious as to why he's just kind of sitting his explorer here outside the Lakota base rather than going for a treasure. He could, very easily grab this 40-wood treasure. Well, maybe not so much now with the Lakota war chief there. Honestly, yeah, he could have gotten that treasure, but he just kind of left his explorer there for a while. All right, now both players sending in their economic shipments. Let's take a look at the decks. No silversmith, age 2 for Germany. Though it is supposedly, I imagine, a German mirror deck since it's titled mirror. It's the kind of deck where I would expect either a fast fortress or maybe an age 2 archaic unit play. 3 dops as well as 8 crossbows, as well as both settler wagon shipments. So very strong economic shipments, age 2. For the Lakota, we see food silos again. It's a popular card for Lucas. That's 2 games now we've seen him run food silos. Lots of military shipments, age 2 as well as age 3 for the Lakota. Very, very standard. They're a civ that gains a lot of momentum with military shipments and then kind of fizzles out if they ever lose their army. Do we see Germany potentially macroing for a TP after aging up with the quartermaster? Very standard. And then from the Lakota, we see the chief. I believe that is the War Hut age up. It's either the War Hut or the Takala Soldier one. I'm not sure. I'm afraid I don't play Lakota enough to know for sure. I don't think minimoult's going to be there in time to steal. Does he even see it? Yeah, he does. So he is going to either try to steal the Lion XP or the treasure itself. Oh, who gets it? Oh, okay, he gave it up. Lucas got it. So that's 100 food. That's big. Lucas now fully on wood. Is he going to be building some TPs? Yep, we see him build one right under Germany's nose. Though I don't think I like that, because Germany can play quite aggressively in age 2, and it's not going to be difficult for them to burn that down. And if they have military advantage over the Lakota with dops and crossbows, then, what's Lakota supposed to do to prevent them from burning it down? I guess bow riders? But those will die to crossbows if Germany can build enough of them. Germany doing the same thing and building their trade post right under Lakota. It's quite funny that both players would do the same thing. Though, I don't know if that was the correct decision. I think if minimoult had built his trade post in the middle, he may have been able to catch this rickshaw coming in now. Market coming in for the Lakota. we see barracks coming down for Germany. Still no military building for the Lakota as of yet. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, yeah, they're building a war hut right here. I actually saw that earlier. I guess I just didn't realize it was a war hut. As well as a trade post. Okay. Is this going to be age 2? Oh, okay. Age 2 Club Warriors. So is it going to be 2 players both going for archaic units in age 2? They're both macroed for food and wood. What is it with Minimoult and Lucas in these age 2 brawls? Both games we've seen so far have been age 2 brawls. And funnily enough, it's been Fast Fortress Civs brawling in age 2. First we saw China brawling in age 2, then the Dutch coming in with halberdiers and skirms in age 2, and now Germany, a civ that often likes to Fast Fortress, but can also brawl in age 2. I guess that's just the popular way to play Fast Fortresses now. Is the semi-FF gang dead? They'd be sad to see this. I'm curious, let's look at the stats of a Club Warrior as compared to a Pike. 11 hand attack, 4 times against Cav, 120 HP. 8, 120 HP. So a bigger multiplier, but a lower hand attack on the pikemen. So clubs will perform better than pikemen. They also have 10% more melee armor than the pikemen. So pikemen are not going to do well into Club Warriors. And crossbow versus Citan bow. The crossbow has 1 more damage, less speed. Oh, well, it can't really account for speed since the Lakota war chief is right there. Yeah, they have the same multipliers. The Citan bow has 3 more hand attack, though that I don't think that'll matter with the crossbow. So it looks like Germany has a disadvantage in terms of pikemen, but an advantage in terms of crossbows. And I think the ranged unit is the one that's going to matter more when it comes to these kind of H2 brawls. Though considering they have the better pike, I think I'd like to see more Club Warriors from the Lakota. Maybe try focusing on Club Warriors with C10 bowmen backup rather than a small Club Warrior front line to back up a large mass of C10s. We see that he's shipping in Club Warriors. He already shipped in Axe Riders as well as Cords of 700 Wood. Here we see, oh, Germany put up a second barracks and is now training double batches of crossbows. To help with that, he shipped in 700 Wood. He hasn't done anything yet with his Uhlans, I don't think. Though he only has 3? Where did he send his 4th one to raid and I missed it? I guess so. Because he didn't build any. As long as Germany can avoid the Axe Riders, he should be good to clean this up with crossbows. He has the ranged advantage. How many C10s are there versus how many crossbows? Let's take a look. 15 crossbows versus 15 C10s. So the numbers are even, though the crossbow does have 1 more attack for what difference that makes. And Lakota has taken the full TP line, though. They're on 23 vills versus 21 for Germany. So that it's weird to see Lakota be ahead economically. Not only are they ahead in villagers thanks to their oh, wait a minute. I'm dumb. I did not account for settler wagons. It's actually 29 villagers for Germany. They have 8 settler wagons at the moment. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think this is good for Germany. Okay, everything popped at once. Crossbows, Uhlans, militiamen. This could be the turnaround that Germany needs. See the Uhlans trying to get onto the C10s, though they get taken out by the Axe Riders and the clubs. This is good, though. Germany manages to push back the Lakota mass. He needs to do something about these TPs, though. We have not seen it upgraded yet, but if Lakota decides to upgrade the trade line, that's a lot of resources. See, they're now shipping in coin. Have they built a corral yet? No. We don't see a corral on the map for the Lakota. Yes, 15 C-10s now versus 25 crossbows. Germany now sending in more settler wagons, 2. Okay. That's going to bring them up to 10 settler wagons. Wow, okay. That's a lot of settler wagons. We see that they've also exhausted all but one of their Age 2 military shipments. They've got 3 DOPs left, though considering Lakota hasn't even built a corral yet, I don't know if DOPs are going to... Oh, no, there's the corral. It's coming up now. We should be seeing some axe riders there to try to counter this big, massive crossbowman. How many pikes? 9 pikes? Honestly, that's all Germany really needs. I'm surprised he's training more. Though I guess he is predicting some kind of cav switch from Lakota, which, I mean, considering it's Lakota, it'd be silly not to predict a cav switch at some point. I do believe this is Germany favored, though. As long as they don't let Lakota get ahead with their TPs, Germany can kind of carry the game away with their superior settler wagon economy. We see now the pop is at 61 with 29 military pop from Lakota and 45 military pop for Germany. So the German military is decidedly larger. They also have a larger economy. What is Lakota going to do about this? Yeah, 37 vills to 29. And he's pushing the TP line. 7 axe riders. I don't know if that's enough. There's a lot of pike there, and C-10s, I mean, they're okay. Where'd they get the plus 10 HP from? Did he... Oh, right, the the war chief aura. I was looking at the 110 HP on the C-10s thinking, oh, what the heck? Did he grab like a... Is there some kind of upgrade or a shipment or like a native that upgrades archers? But no, it's just the war chief aura. Oh, you're right, it's the TP. The TP is a building that increases the HP of nearby units. Well, Lakota kind of needs every advantage he can get, considering the German military is larger. So this TP could make the difference and allow the Lakota to win this fight. And he does seem to be doing very well. He's able to get some axe riders onto the crossbowmen. The pikes are there on the front line, but they're mainly focused on the war chief and the clubs. So the pikes aren't focusing what minimoult needs them to. Yeah, this is looking to be in favor for the Lakota. He's going to clean this up. Germany still training crossbows, but Lakota's got plenty of cav left to clean them up. And he has no pikes. Now putting up a stable to potentially get some Ulan out and training pikemen. Is he maybe going to ship DOPs here? Try to hold off that Lakota army? Oh, he's training DOPs and shipping them as well. Well, well-placed DOPs have been known to swing a fight in competitive AoE 3 games. So as long as he makes good use of them, they could be the deciding factor. Okay, we now see a 5-vil shipment coming in for the Lakota. He may be macroing towards Age 3 at some point, though I would kind of expect them to be aggressive and try to push into the German base and just take advantage of this age 2 military advantage that he has. If Lakota were to try to go age 3, that would also give Germany the same opportunity. And I think that would actually be in favor of Germany if he manages to get into age 3. I see your comment about the 15% farm card in Lakota decks. I brought up the same thing, and believe it or not, I don't know if you were watching the last game, but Lucas was playing as Japan, and he was also running the 15% farm silos upgrade for Japan, which is weird to see because normally in a 1v1 game, you want to try to end the game before you hit the point where you need to go into rice paddies. And even then, Japan has their age 2 and age 3 shipments where they can ship a rice paddy and slightly increase rice paddy production. So it seems a little weird to run food silos in a 1v1 deck. Man, those dops, holy crap. We thought this was in favor of Lakota, but man, those dops just clean up. Holy crap. And now Lakota's going to have a hard time. They sent 5 settlers, but they're still behind Germany when it comes to economy. It's going to be difficult for them to remass. We now see Cav hit points coming in for Lakota. He may be macroing towards age 3. He's all in on food, still has some on wood. Moving down to this coin mine. And building more C-TAN, so we could see more age 2 play from these units that are now being trained. We see more DOPS coming in from Germany. Honestly, Ulans and DOPS, this could be the combo he needs. Some crossbows, some DOPS, and then some Ulans for the initial snare. Man, these DOPS are so tanky too, 240 HP. Great units. Oh, it looks like they might be sniped by the C-TAN here. I wonder if all this coins is going to be spent on yet more DOPS. Oh man. I don't know what the Lakota are supposed to do to get ahead again. I guess they just need to take a good fight, maybe put up some TPs and try to catch Germany in a fight under TPs. That would give the Lakota a strong advantage in a fight. Oh, this could be a big raid. That's half the Lakota economy. It's insane. Okay, here we see a TP going down. He might be ready to just fight under this war hut. Is he not going to actually put up the TP? Oh, it looks like that villager's just kind of spazzing out in there. Oh, no. Oh, and the Dobbs were able to connect. And the Ulans, too. Oh, this does not look good. Yeah, this doesn't look great. How many Dops are still in there? 7 Dops? No, yeah. Lakota just kind of got cleaned up here. And there it is. Minimoult takes the win with Germany. Oh, man. All right. Well played, Germany. That was a great game to watch. I honestly thought Lakota had a chance, but holy crap. Doppelsoldners. They're so good. I feel like every time we see a competitive Germany game, it always ends up being Doppelsoldner placement in a fight that is the turner. Like, Dops are so good. Yeah, I want to see the military population timeline. Let's see. So Minimoult was decidedly ahead, but here, Lucas just kind of cleans him up. He takes a really good fight, and then around here should be the point where Lucas was sieging one of Minimoult's barracks, and then here we have the big pop with those Dops, And just look at that. Oh my gosh, he just cleaned up. And once they were at military parity, Minimoult was able to just stay ahead with his settler wagon economy. Oh my gosh. And then I kind of already know what to expect looking at resources, but yeah, Minimoult's economy was just pulling ahead with settler wagons. Though, honestly, the difference isn't as big as I would have thought. Yeah. Villager population. Yeah, here's the settler wagon shipments. And then here's the 5 settler shipment from Lakota, so yeah, Germany was ahead pretty much the whole game. All right, that was a good game 3. Very nice. Game 4 of Lucas L versus Minimoult. With Minimoult sitting on 2 points and Lucas L sitting on 1. All right, let's get started. Let's see if we end up with another 2-2 situation, just like we saw in Game 2. Oh, a point parity situation rather than another 2-2, I should say. Oh, okay. Once again, Minimoult playing Germany once more. It is Game 4, so the civilizations have reset and players can now play what they like. Lucas also now on China. I believe he played China in Game 1 as well versus Minimoult's British. So I wonder if China is just his preferred civilization. Okay. Is this an Age 1 TP for China? Okay. So, with the TP, we may be seeing some sort of timing push in either Age 2 or Age 3 from China. See that Age 1 hunting dogs coming in for Germany. He's trying to get this Explorer hit point treasure. I often see players ignore these Explorer and Hero hit point treasures, especially if they're a European civilization where your Explorers aren't too useful in a fight. But honestly, I think more people should try heading for them, because Explorers in melee mode can really make a difference in a fight, especially if they're just soaking up lots and lots of damage with those upgrades. When you have the kind of close games we see at the competitive level, a treasure like this is more impactful than you would initially think. That's a whole 120 HP. That's like having another frontline melee unit in the fray tanking for your back line. All right, we see China picking up Buttercup, the pet cougar. Now going to use that to take this 40 wood treasure, and then potentially this 90 food to age it just that much faster. Is he shipping northern refugees right now? He hasn't even built his village. Hurry up, build that village. You're going to miss out on your second villager if you don't. There we go. Okay, he was just waiting. Oh, that was perfectly macroed, so he was already expecting to get that 40 food from the 40 wood from the treasure. So he chopped 40 less than needed and just waited for that treasure. And now the village is going to be built right on time to pick up the northern refugees. Okay, now coming in for a 95 wood treasure. I don't know why he went for wood first over food. Normally wood is the better resource. However, he does want to age as quickly as possible, so maybe, well, I guess this treasure is also a little safer being closer to his base. So by going for the wood treasure first, he secures that, prevents Germany potentially grabbing it, and he can then come over to this food treasure. Okay, and now a wolf pup for Germany. Though with China getting all the good treasures in the center of the map, I don't know how useful that wolf pup is going to be. Let's take a look at the decks. Man, I think this is going to be like the new meme with Lucas. We once again see him running food silos in his deck. That's 3 games now that we've seen food silos in Lucas's deck. This might just be his calling card. I don't know. Aside from that, we see Age 2 China, 2 wood shipments, 1 coin shipment, as well as all of his military shipments, and Banner School for faster Banner Army training. This is honestly a good card if you decide to go heavy Age 2 double Han Army training. But this could also just be a fast fortress deck. We see he has everything China would want in Age 3. All his military cards, his military upgrades, intervention, as well as 2 mercenary shipments, both iron troops and cav archers. 120 XP for China. That's going to be great. China loves their shipments, and 120 XP is going to be huge. What do we see for Germany? Quartermaster Age Up as expected. Summer Palace for China as expected. It's very standard. We're not seeing one of those weird pagoda or the Disciple building. I believe the Disciple building is the white pagoda, and then the one that gives you the villagers. I don't quite recall the name of that wonder, but we have been seeing that one every now and again for greedy China Age 2s. All right, wood coming in. Trading post being built for Germany. Are we going to see a barracks with this other 200 wood, or maybe a second trade post over here? He's still chopping wood, so maybe 300 wood for both a barracks and a house. 2 shipments banked now for China, whereas Germany's still sitting on 1. We see the same deck that minimoult was running last game, the German mirror focus deck. At least I assume so due to the name. Okay, 110 coin for Germany. That's going to be great considering his units tend to cost more coin than any other resource. All right, we see that Lucas has swapped his Summer Palace over to the Old Han Army. Now sending in coin into wood. So this should be a Chinese... Yeah, he's macroing towards Fast Fortress, so he's almost has enough food. He's going to have enough coin very soon, and he'll be at Fortress Age very soon, whereas Germany is building pikes. So we might see Age 2 play from Lucas. Yeah, 2 barracks down in the center of the map, pikes being trained. He's got to do damage while he can. If he's going to be focusing on Age 2 and allowing this Chinese Fast Fortress to occur, once China starts bringing in those Age 3 unit shipments, I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to have a very hard time keeping up. China with 1 bank shipment for Age 3, whereas Germany shipping in cellar wagons after 700 wood. Still trading pikemen. Okay. Taking down the Chinese trade post. And it looks like the monk will go down to these Ulans. China on his way up with the Confucian Academy. It's going to give him instant arquebusiers on Age Up, which he can then use to clean up the crossbows. And a consulate coming down, which I imagine we'll be seeing set to the British ally, so that he can start bringing in those shipments of redcoats to supplement his army. No units in queue at the moment for Germany. On 19 vills versus China's 22, though they currently have how many? 7 settler wagons, so they're actually ahead economically. Still some time remaining for the Chinese Age 3. Is he going to be able to defend the Summer Palace? It might go down to these pikemen. It's already at 3,000 HP. Germany sending in 700 coin. China needs to repair that summer palace as soon as possible. Oh, okay, the Han army spawns. They should be able to deal with these pikemen. He needs to get his Chuko Nu out of melee, though. Oh, there we go. Yep. Yep, just kite with the Chuko Nu and use the pikemen. Yeah, he's doing a great job of microing this. He's going to take out those pikemen. Looks like the Ulan will clean up the Chuko Nu, though. Alright, he is able to clean up the pikemen. It's a good thing China gets free armies, otherwise he very well may have lost the Summer Palace. Germany still no units in queue, which is very surprising after having gone double barracks in the center of the map. Is he now changing his mind and deciding to macro for H3? Intervention coming in. As well as a British alliance for China. Still no war academy for the Chinese, though, so he's not going to be able to train units just yet. Sicking some animals on the Ulan. Still no units in queue for minimoult. Yeah, he is definitely macroing for age 3. I don't know if this is a good idea. China's already in age 3. He already had 2 shipments. He's now sending in his second... Oh, wait. That's not even his... Oh, no, wait, no. That was his second shipment. It was just showing those grayed out due to the population cap. Yeah, China's already on their second age 3 shipment. A Flying Crow is a third of the way done. They're putting up a war academy. I think it might be too late. Germany is going to lose his forward base, and I don't know if they're going to reach age 3 in time to start trying to keep up with China. China's already very ahead when it comes to military pop, as well as age 3 shipments sent. And that's 1 barracks down for Germany, further fueling the Chinese shipment spam in H3. Oh, some Ulan raids coming in, though they have been found by sentries. China now on 22 vills. Germany building skirms and war wagons. Not a bad idea. Skirmishers are what he needs against all this Chinese infantry. He built another barracks as well as a stable down here. Hopefully those buildings are enough for him to funnel his resources into units and start fighting back the Chinese mass. China still has not changed from Old Han Army to Territorial Army. That may just be... It could just be that Lucas has forgotten to do so. I apologize if you all heard my phone ringing. All right. Yeah, this is looking to be in favor of China. Is Germany going to be able to clean it up at this point? China training another territorial army. He just got another shipment. Are we going to see Changdao or Meteor Hammers potentially? We see 31 mil pop for China versus 24 for Germany. So the military pop isn't too far apart. It looks like China was able to clean up the German skirms with his arquebusiers. He's got to be careful, though, because he doesn't really have anything left to defend his arquebusiers. If Germany decides to come in with these 3 Uhlans, they could very well clean up. Okay, he has a couple Chengdao coming in now. Those are going to be a big help. Germany shipping skirms, and China shipping meteor hammers. He just got his first flying crow, though. That's going to be big. Now that he has a piece of artillery, he's going to be able to do a safe push more effectively. Oh, and these German villagers. Does he have no other hunts? I guess he has a hunt up here that he could potentially go to. Let's see. Where were we? Germany not collecting any food right now. That's not good. He's not going to be able to train any units with the amount of food he has right now. Sending a Vil in to herd this hunt. Oh, man, the Chinese death ball, though. Here it comes. And China's got plenty of resources, too. He's got 800 food, 500 coin. That's enough for 2 more territorial armies. And he's got this flying crow as well. Germany is definitively on the back foot right now. Setting up the flying crow for attack, doing a slow push. And now sending in the 11 Changdao. Changdao essentially being a weaker halberdier with a much higher hand attack than a pikeman, but much less HP than a halberdier. However, they have 5 movement speed. So despite being an anti-cav unit, they don't do too poorly if put in the front lines versus enemy infantry. Oh wait, is their actual movement speed 4? I think the UI was lying to me for a moment there. No shipment currently available for Germany. I think he really wants to send in maybe 9 Ulan or Hessian Jaegers. The Jaegers could be what he really needs to deal with this infantry mass. I don't know what China's doing, though. He's got a big mass, he's got a flying crow, but he's not pushing it at all. If I was Lucas, what I would be wanting to do here is set this flying crow to shoot on either these houses or maybe these production buildings. That way, even if he's not committing 100% with his military, he can get some siege damage done with his long-range artillery piece. Because Germany does not have a 2 Falconet shipment. It's going to be difficult for him to produce a counter-artillery without committing lots and lots of coin to it. Wait, so do Qingdao actually have 5 speed? Because the UI keeps switching between 4 and 5 speed for me. I think it may just be because they're grouped in with the arquebusiers. I wish it didn't. I wish the game didn't do this. Honestly, it makes it very confusing to try to figure out whether a unit is good or not. I'll believe you though, Tokugawa Shogun. Let's say that Changdao do actually have 5 movement speed. At least I would hope they do, considering pikemen have 5 movement speed. All right, we see the production buildings for Germany have gone down. They have built another stable at the back of their base, but they are now lacking a barracks, so no barracks available for Germany. They're sitting on 600 food, 200 coin, though they do have their Black Riders now, so those Black Riders may be what they need to snipe this flying crow. How is the second artillery piece doing? The second flying crow is nearly here for China. Germany is going to have a very difficult time playing against China with infantry once that second flying crow arrives. This thing is big. It has 228 attack as well as a 4 splash. No modifier against anything aside from ships and buildings, but still very good. 228 damage is enough to is it enough to one shot? It is enough to one shot a skirmisher. We saw some really good German play from Minimoult last game. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get to beat Lucas's China though. Though we do see that Lucas kind of pulled back his army while leaving his flying crow exposed, allowing these black riders to come in and snipe it. So that was just some negligent micro, we could say. You never want to leave your artillery piece isolated like that. We see more territorial armies training from China. Their second flying crow also on its way. Hopefully he takes more care of that one than he did his first. We also see Uhlans training now for Germany. He has a shipment ready to send, and he sends 9 Uhlans. How many Chengdao does China have? Oh, that's 23 Chengdao. I don't know if those Uhlans are going to be able to do much. Lots of Chengdao, lots of meteor hammers. Yeah, I wonder what the... So in chat, if you happen to know the formula for how area damage is calculated, is it... So the main target takes 228 damage, but how much damage do the units in the area around that take? Does everything within the area take 25% damage, or is it dependent on distance from the initial point of impact? I'm honestly not sure. I'm curious how that works. If anyone happens to know, please let us know in the chat. Because if it's something like 25%, then I could see why, compared to this thing, the Great Bombards, absolutely delete things because they have insanely high bombard attack. So even if they overkill the main target by a ton, the 25% or however much damage would be enough to clean up something like a skirm with only 144 HP. Oh, wow, Germany now calling in militiamen, doing everything he can to resist the giant Chinese death ball. I don't know if it'll be enough though. Oh man, China even picks up another shipment. Honestly, territorial combat would be a great send here. He already has a giant mass with lots of Chengdaos and lots of arquebusiers, so buffing them would be very good. Oh, what's he doing? He's just left his flying crow back here. This thing does tons of damage. You want that in there, though I guess it doesn't matter. Lucas is cleaning up this fight regardless. All right, and game is over. Minimoult gives it up to Lucas's China play. Excellent. That was just a textbook Chinese fast fortress with just the unit composition you want to see. Arquebusiers, Chengdao, meteor hammers with flying crow support. That was beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the post game. Was Germany at any point in time ahead in military unit count? Oh no, look at that. Germany aged up much later, and all that while, China was just building and building and building out their mass. I think at around this point here, China just kind of hit death ball status, and once you're there, it's really hard to lose fights, especially if the enemy doesn't have an equivalent military. I mean, just look at that. Germany just, oh man. It kind of just looked like the game might have just been decided right here once the Chinese hit death ball status. Look at villager population. Minimoult was decidedly ahead for most of the game, but he wasn't able to translate that into a military advantage. It's very rare that you see a game like this where one player is ahead economically for so much of the game and yet manages to be behind militarily at the same time. It's strange to see, but that's just the power of Chinese military shipments. A huge portion of the Chinese military came from their shipments. So by doing things like picking up trade posts and collecting XP treasures, China was able to just stay ahead with their military and just keep things going. They also did a bit of farming of the German units. Due to Germany engaging with a smaller military, China was able to take advantage of that and kind of farm XP off of the German military in a way. It's unfortunate for Lucas or for Minimoult. All right, let me go ahead and update the score, and then I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Lucas. Oh no, that was Lucas. So it is 2-2. So in just a couple minutes, we will watch Game 5 and see who actually pulls ahead in this series. Pretty exciting. It's not every day we get a 2-2, close games like this. All right, be right back. All right. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Premier League Season 3 series between Minimoult and Lucas L. Let's take a quick look at the chat. No one knows the caster. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know me, especially because before I started doing any casting, I went by a different username in the Twitch chat. I actually changed the username of my Twitch account after I started casting. The name I currently use is more my Discord username. My Twitch username was different. I'm not gonna let you know what it is, though. I will let you guess. I was decently active in Twitch chat before that. I would normally give my opinion on matchups, things like that. But you know what? Go ahead and gossip. I think it'd be fun. All right, where were we? Lucas L versus Minimoult, Germany versus China. So we're not going to be seeing those civs again in Game 5. Let's go ahead and get ready for the final game, the tiebreaker. We are 2-2, Minimoult versus Lucas. Why does it have to be a mystery? I mean, it doesn't have to be a mystery. I think there's actually people in chat who I've literally played Age of Empires 3 with before. My name is Potato, or I am Potato, or if you'd like, you just call me Sam. But I imagine there's lots of Sams, so you can just call me Potato. I think Potato is more identifiable. So yeah, you may have played with me on various AoE 3 Discords. Where's Orsinus? I don't know. I think he's busy. I mean, I was busy today as well. I had to work today. I'm just doing an after-work stream. There's a lot of games for all these tournaments that we need to cast, so I'm trying to do my part and help out. What's my PR? I'm a little ashamed to say. I'll be honest, I'm not a very good player. What I enjoy the most about RTS games like this is learning the build orders, learning the matchups, that part of it, but I have slow hand syndrome. What that means is I'm just really slow, man. My micro is garbage. So I'll be like in a fight and I'll be like, oh shit, I got half. Oh, I apologize for saying that. I'll be in a fight in AoE 3, and I'll be trying to micro and then realize, oh, I have 10 idle vills. I'll go and try to resolve that, and then by the time I come back, my army's dead. So I'm working on it. I'm still playing AoE 3, trying to improve a bit, but unfortunately, as you get older, you have less and less time to spend on games. All right, enough of that though. We do want to get to Game 5, the tiebreaker game. Let me just make sure everything in the UI looks in order. Okay. Yeah, let's get to the games. I agree. I'd rather be watching these games too. My life story isn't very interesting. Oh, okay. We see Japan again from Lucas. Interesting considering. Well, he did pull off the win against Minimoult's Dutch in Game 2. So this may just be one of Lucas's main civs, so he feels very comfortable with it and just wants to play it again. Whereas we see British from Minimoult. The dreaded British that seems to win every matchup. Well, I'm not going to pretend I know how this is going to end, but yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. British versus Japan, two boomy civilizations. Actually, wasn't it British versus Japan in Game 1? Is this a replay of Game 1? I'm trying to recall. I kind of want to go and check Game 1. I want to say Game 1 was also Lucas as Japan and Minimoult as British. I might... Oh, no. Actually, no. I'm BSing. Don't listen to me. I think I might be thinking of one of the games that Lena streamed earlier. My mind's a mess. All right. See a TP in for the British. So is this going to be a Virginia Company boom? Potentially VC and Vels. Okay. Along with some naval cards and Hessian Jaegers in H3. So kind of an A Virginia Company boom deck with some anti-water capabilities. For Lucas, we see, once again, the legendary food silos. That's his calling card. That's how you know it's Lucas. He's running food silos, as well as three fishing boats in deck. Very good. He's not running the Age 1 Shrine upgrade, so he may be potentially doing a Torii Gate age up into a very aggressive Age 2 for Japan. Yeah, we see an immediate shrine go down. He did. Oh, I don't know. Doesn't I thought the Torii Gate build normally ignored the consulate in Age 1, but he still went Portuguese consulate Age 1 for the cheaper age up and cheaper buildings. So it's a bit strange to do that and not be running the shrine card in Age 1. What's it called? I don't recall the name of it, but you know, the Age 1 shrine upgrade. Hmm. Okay. See 3 fishing boats coming in now for Japan. Yeah, that's true. You could argue that because 3 boats is a superior shipment, there's no point in running Kami. And we even see that the deck is titled 3 boats. So it could very well just be, we actually see he's running all the same cards as his previous Japan game. So it's probably just a copy of his other deck, replacing the Shrine upgrade with 3 fishing boats. Because every other card in the deck is exactly the same, including, of course, Age 1 food silos. All right. British preparing to collect a trapped Native American warrior. Meanwhile, Japan picks up 120 food. That's significant. And he immediately begins his age up with Toshogu Shrine. Huh, okay, so Toshogu Shrine. Well, as long as that allows him to outboom the British and just stay ahead of them, that's great. See another treasure. Now 75 wood for Japan. That is another shrine if he chooses to build one, and he does. Up here? No, where's his other explorer? I only see one on the map. Where's the other one? Over here? Oh, over here. There it is. Cherokee Riflemen. Man, these guys are tanky. 230 HP. Okay, British is shipping Virginia Company, so we are going to see a Virginia Company boom. Here we see he's herding everything he can into his base. Still needs to bring in this hunt just a little closer, and he could potentially pick up this hunt down here. We now see hunting dogs coming in. And the Philosopher Prince for the age up. So that's 500 wood. So since he's sending that and not the governor, we could be seeing pikes and longbows in age 2. A native scout for the British. That's going to be big. He's going to be able to use that to find the Japanese military building and keep an eye on what's coming his way. Minimoult now sending in 700 wood. It's going to be big. He's already sent Virginia Company, so that's going to be plenty of manor houses down for him. Also putting down a church. Wait a minute. Is this potentially a British fast fortress into church play? No, he's not running the church card. Does he just want lots of shipments? I feel like it would have been a better investment to maybe build a second trading post. Interesting to see a church this early when you're not running the British church card. I don't think he plans to research anything from the church either. Oh, he is getting the trading post though. I believe this is what, Kree? Yep, there it is, Kree. So that's going to be CDBs, as well as these CDB upgrades. And of course, hit point upgrades for your infantry. So yeah, Kree have some great stuff. He could reduce the build time and cost of buildings, which will help him matter boom that much faster. Upgrade his military and his CDBs. And now we see CDBs being built by the British. He's going to do an economic boom that much faster. Japan, in the meanwhile, sending in 4 vills right after 600 wood. Also picking up his cherry orchard upgrades. Berry picking upgrades. Should probably be the better way to say it. I would agree with you, Kaiser Klein. I think it's better to just go big VC boom rather than building a church. If you're not running the church card as the English, there's better uses of that wood. He could have built a dock and boomed on water. He could have, spent that wood getting one of these upgrades at the Crete trading post. He could have just built more manors. There's lots of things he could have done with the wood. All right, we now see Yumi coming in from Japan. Probably going to be switching to musketeers right after. We see that he's completely macroed onto food and gold. So 10 Yumi, is he going to come and maybe poke some villagers? Defend the shrine? Another shipment for Japan. And again, we see 4 villagers. He's being very greedy. He's going to need to be, though, if he's going to keep up with the British manor boom. British are now at 140 pop with 35 villagers. So quite ahead of Japan. Japanese shrines aren't going to be producing as much as standard due to not having the shrine card in deck. And now we see longbows coming in, as well as placer mines and greatcoats. Are the Yumi not going to come and kill these pikemen? That shrine is down. Okay. Though it looks like... Nope, the British explorer manages to make it out. Alright, Portuguese ballesteros on their way for Japan. And 5 settlers coming in for the British, while at the same time he's training Cree CDBs and settlers. This is going to be massive. What can British do versus Japan? Honestly, they can outboom them. I want to say that British has stronger Age 2 play than Japan, at least from what I've seen. Japan is normally a little slower to get going in Age 2, whereas British can very quickly drop 2 barracks and just start spamming pikes and longbows, and then eventually a stable to get Hussars in the mix as well. So it does look like Japan has the advantage here. He's got a monk with 10 Yumis versus, I think that's 8 longbows. Ooh, the longbows do pick up the first kill though. Oh, yeah, it looks like this is going in favor of Japan. So these Ashigaru should be able to take out the British trading post. We now see Hussar being trained, as well as longbows coming in. Chest of 700 coin for the British. To counter, Japan is shipping in 600 coin of his own. Macroing completely onto food and gold for musketeers, and potentially Naginata if he puts up a barracks. No, oh, there it is, a stable. Oh, did I say barracks? Of course I meant stable. Well, here's that stable. It's coming up now. Honestly, yeah, root for either of them. We're currently 2-2. We've had some really close games between Lucas and minimoult. So yeah, whoever you root for, it's not a bad choice. They're both very good players. Looks like it's just going to be Hussar and Longbow for the British. We haven't seen any Naginata from Japan yet. Though the stable is up now. And they are in queue. Hussar raid getting turned away by 5 Ashigaru. We now see Kree tanning coming in for the British. That is the military upgrade. So that's going to give all of his military units, his infantry and cavalry, plus 5% hit points. Are Yumi better than longbows? Oh my goodness, that's a whole debate. I don't think there's enough time in the night to to debate that on stream. I've heard arguments for both, but you know, both units are good in their own way at different points of the game. Though I have to say, I believe Yumi have less range than longbows with their card upgrade compared to. Yeah, I think longbows ultimately end up with more range than Yumi after their Age 3 card, which personally makes me favor them. I always like it when my units just have that much more range. It means you can take safer engagements with the enemy. Let's take a look at each player's unit count. How do I get the UI to trigger? Oh, there we go. 47 military for Japan compared to 54 for the British. Lots of Hussar, lots of Yumi, and a bit of Musketeers to back them up against those Naginatas. Oh. Is he engaging? All right, the Yumi, I guess they were just walking forward. One of them dies to a Hussar. The longbows are, they're in a good position to start DPSing. Just need to keep them safe from the Yumi. Or, well, the Naginata, not the Yumi. Alright. We see tanky Huss are in for the British. Any card upgrades for Japan? No, but he does have the Daimyo, which is going to give all his units a buff as long as it's alive near them. This fight does seem to be going in the favor of Japan so far, though it is a little hard to tell due to these trees. Yeah, it looks like the Japanese army is going to be cleaning up here. He even has another shipment ready to send. The British training 2 batches of longbows as well as shipping in more longbows. However, there's still 1 Yumi and a Daimyo for Japan, so he's got to make sure to keep those longbows safe. Also booming on water now. Oh my goodness, he's just boomed on every avenue imaginable. He picked up the Kree trading post. He has his manners. He picked up a trade post, and now he's building fishing boats. Doesn't even have fishing boat upgrades. Okay. I don't think the issue is that Japan has a poor Age 2. It's that their ramp up into a good Age 2 is a bit slow compared to a lot of other civilizations, which is why Russia is, for example, such a strong matchup against Japan, because Russia can immediately have a very strong start into Age 2 with 5 Cossacks and 13 Strelets that Japan has a very hard time keeping up with. All right, we see Hussar. Okay, suiciding those longbows into the Japanese army. It's not good. Now we see militiamen from the British. Is this going to force the Japanese back? The British can still recover. They haven't lost any villagers yet. They're still very ahead when it comes to eco with 59 vills. Though they're not training any other town center right now. Is he not? He has a hunt right here. Why are the British not training any vills? I hope that's just a mistake. It'd be strange if that was intentional. Okay, we see musketeer damage coming in. Very heavily macroed onto coin. I don't know what the British plan to do with all this coin. they can't really do much with it in age 2. They can't turn that into falconets right now. Is he planning to buy food from the market? All right, we now see the British switching up, moving more villagers onto food. Also shipping 2 caravels. I don't know if that's really what he needs right now. All he's going to be able to do with those is clean up these 3 fishing boats and I guess maybe defend the water a bit. What else does the British even have available? Honestly, 6 musketeers or musketeer combat would have been better. I don't know if 2 caravels are going to be much help here. On the other side, Japan building more Yumis and more Naginatas. He has also sent in Ashigaru Musketeer attack. He may be sending in Yumi Archer attack soon, considering he's got plenty of Yumis on the field. Lots of Naginata as well. This is looking quite poor for the British. Their units are spawning right into the Japanese army where they're just going to get cleaned up right away. Yeah, those Hussar are going down. I don't know how minimoult... Oh, is that GG? Is minimoult going to call game? All right, minimoult does call the game. So, congratulations to minimoult. He's able to pull out the win 3-2. All right. Let me go ahead and take a look at the post game. Let's look at resources gathered. Wow, it's pretty even. Both players gathering just about near 23,000 resources, though Japan slightly ahead by 200 resources. Wow, I actually expected the British to be ahead in economy for most of the game. I'm surprised to see that Japan was not only keeping up in resources gathered, but even slightly ahead. Look at... Oh, wait, did I? Oh my god, you're right! Dude. Okay. I honestly don't know what's happening. I think that's like... It's been multiple times now that I will literally look at the scoreboard, look at the names, and then say the wrong name. That's like the 3rd game I've done that now. What am I doing? You know what? Let me correct that. I apologize, everyone. I think I'm just really out of it. This is why I'm more suited for streaming on weekends. I guess I'm just mentally exhausted after a work day, and I end up just getting all this incorrect. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, resources gathered. What about military population? Oh, it was pretty dead even with Lucas ahead in the beginning. That's surprising. I would have expected the British to be ahead, at least early on. But I guess we only saw a single barracks from the British for a while. Oh my god. I don't think I'm ever going to live this down. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah. So yeah, that was Lucas's win. Lucas won 3-2. I don't even know what to say. That was such a blunder. Holy crap. All right. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to take a look at before we wrap up? All right. Aside from this, I don't have any other series I'll be casting. I actually need to go and make dinner after this. So, as much as I would love to keep casting, I gotta have something to eat. I'm pretty hungry. Yeah. Wow. Dang, I really want to do some games as Japan now. Because I'll be honest, I don't do too well as Japan. I tend to have the problem I mentioned earlier where my age 2 building up my military is pretty slow. But This was a great game with lots to learn from. I kind of want to do some practice games now, see if I can, replicate some of it. Well, all right. Thank you to everyone for coming and watching the series. It was very exciting. I apologize for, you know, all the mixing up of names that occurred. But I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. All right. Everyone have a good night.